Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Oriema for YesNetwork.com. I'm here with Bryan Hoch, and this is the Bryan Hoch Report. Now, Bryan, yesterday the Yankees and Mets split the two games, two sides of the spectrum. One 15-5 in the Mets' favor. The last night in the nightcap, 9-0. The big story is, everybody from the Mets wanted Delgado's head. He had a huge game, and everybody shook their head when they got Ponson, and Ponson had a gem of a game. Talk about just yesterday's double dip.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it was a very long day, and I commuted between parks on the subway, so it was a true subway series. But long day and two very long games, lopsided games. I think that Ponson, to me, is the more remarkable thing on the Yankee side, obviously, and you didn't know what to expect coming in with him. You knew he had problems over in Texas, and they were off the field problems, and Joe Girardi said that it wasn't going to be a problem for the Yankees. They'd be able to keep that under control, and you know what, as long as Ponson does his job on the mound, I think that he's shown that he deserves a second turn around here in the rotation. You can't ask for more than he gave them. Ran into a little trouble early on and then got out of it, and he just really gave them a very solid performance. He kept them in the game, gave them a chance to win, obviously, and I think that that's more than some other members of the rotation have been doing as of recently. I mean, Dan Geis obviously struggled in the first game. He did not give them a great chance to win that game. And, obviously Delgado had a career day, and if he'd retired between games of a doubleheader, I don't think anybody could have blamed him.
Fans would have given him a standing ovation.
I don't think anybody could have blamed him. But, one up, one down, and we'll see what happens the rest of the series.
Now, the Yankees made a big move, with the Joba Chamberlain 5 weeks ago, moving him to the rotation. It seems to have worked out, especially that Chien-Ming Wang went down. I mean, perfect timing for the Yankees. Talk about the move to the rotation, how he's really expanded his repertoire with ease, and just, Joba being there in the absence of Wang.
Yeah, and the big thing about what he's done is he's been pitching this whole time, and he's met every challenge. He's got the perfect personality for this. There's a lot that goes into being Joba Chamberlain in New York City. There's a lot of demands on your time, and obviously a lot of expectations are out there, and he's met them. I mean, I think the more you see this, you understand why they thought he was going to be the type of top of the rotation talent that could really be their answer in the future to what Josh Beckett is to the Boston Red Sox. And, he's not there yet. He's not that dominant ace-type guy, but, hey, he's pretty close. And you know what? Especially losing Chien-Ming Wang until September at the earliest, they were going to need that shot in the rotation, and just so happens they had it from within. So it's worked out great for them so far.
Now, yesterday, one of the moves that they made was putting Hideki Matsui on the DL. He hadn't played in 6 days, so it was retroactive. He's got about 9 days left on the DL, 8-9 days left. Is his knee really that sore? Is this a move that needed to be made? And, will this rest give him a shot in the arm?
I think there's no question it's a move that had to be made because you're playing these 3 games here under National League rules, and if you weren't going to be able to use him as a DH in the first game yesterday, there was really no point in keeping him here. He would have just been sitting on the bench. They said he could have pinch hit, but obviously something is not right in that knee, and they're going to go in and look at it, and Joe Girardi is not ruling out surgery. So that's always a last resort. You would hope to rehab the player and get him through the year. Matsui had this problem last year with his knees as well, and obviously he had surgery after the year to correct it. I'm sure the Yankees hope that that's not the case. They hope that they can kind of guide him through and that it'll be just 15 days, but it does look like it has the potential to be more.
Now, the offense seems to be clicking on all cylinders right now. Ever since A-Rod and Posada come back, everybody's kind of elevated their game, even if it took them a little longer. Guys like Robinson Cano and Derek Jeter. But the guy that's really hitting the ball well right now is Bobby Abreu. He hit that home run in the game in Pittsburgh, and ever since then, he's just been on a hot streak. Just talk about the offense and Bobby Abreu and just everybody stepping up right now.
Sure. I mean, they've been waiting all year for certain guys to start clicking, and Abreu, obviously, he told us point blank, he said, I haven't done my job very well the last 2 weeks, and he came out with that home run in Pittsburgh, and he's starting to swing the bat a little better, and what he means to this lineup when he's healthy and when he's going, he's not just working counts and getting deep at things for Alex Rodriguez, but he's getting the guys over, and he's moving guys in, and he's a very important part of this lineup as a complementary piece. I mean, when he's not going right, things with the offense will start to fall off. I think that you look at Robbie Cano, who has just been, you keep thinking that this is it, Robbie Cano is going to turn it around, and this looks like it is it, maybe. I mean, he's fooled people before.
Absolutely, he had that big stretch in May, and then he dies off.
Right.
So I hear you.
And this is about the time last year where Robbie Cano and Melky Cabrera caught fire, and they had that conversation in the clubhouse in Chicago, and they said, look, we got to get going because if we get going, this team will get going. You know what? They got going together They got it done together, and they got the Yankees to the wild card. And, I mean, they helped. So if they can get going again and do the same thing this year, I think the Yankees are in pretty good shape.
Last question. I don't want to keep you. I know you've got a lot to do today. But trades. You know, the Yankees seem to need some pitching help right now. There were rumors circulating last week that Houston might be interested in Kennedy and Cano for Oswalt. We're going to hear this until the trade deadline. All of these crazy trade rumors. Do you think the Yankees need to make a move for a starting pitcher? And if so, who would be the best fit for New York?
I think that you always hear about CC Sabathia, and even Cashman joked about this when he picked up a Double-A pitcher, and he said, well, you know, got the pitcher from Cleveland we were all talking about, so you don't have to ask me about it anymore. That name's going to be out there. I don't see the Indians moving him right now. They're still in the thick of this. And look at the American League wild card. It's wide open. You know, you have to wait for the trade market to develop and see that teams can legitimately say, we're out of it. I guess the Seattle Mariners could probably say that. They're going to ask a ton for Eric Bedard, who would, I mean, what they gave up for him. So the way I think about it is if the Yankees did not want to give up Hughes, Cabrera, Kennedy, these guys for a Johan Santana, I find it hard to justify how they'll do it now for that. I mean, they've put their eggs in developing talent, and obviously Hughes and Kennedy, both winless to this point. They got to come back from injuries to help their trade value. I'm not sure they want to do that. I think that if they stick to this and see it through, and maybe they sacrifice something in the short term, they gain big time in the long term.
All right, thank you very much, as always, Bryan. This has been the Bryan Hoch Report here on YesNetwork.com. Keep coming back for news, stats, blogs, web shows, anything that you want Yankees this summer. I'm Joe Oriema saying we'll see you next time.